films from 24 different countries out of a final of about 100 films from over 300 that were originally submitted. So the diversity in the film offerings was totally accidental. There was no plan from the committee. It's just that that's the way it worked out. And I think that speaks volumes about the interest in underwater videography around the world. This year was totally different. Was a totally different experience for us because our first year out, we were a new film festival. Nobody knew us. We were sort of out beating the bushes and working all of our connections and curating films and working on it really hard. This year, we've simply opened the festival and somehow word had gotten out. We're on the map and films just came in. And we really didn't have to go and try to solicit films this year. So it was really gratifying to see that response from the community. It's on to 2023. So we've already got it planned, and it's in late April of 2023. And we have some new wrinkles. You
can't talk about them yet?
Well, you guys on the press always are trying to get the things out of us. There's some real-time things that we might do. So one of the things I've been kicking around is getting real-time feedback from the audience. What did you like about the festival? And this can happen in real time with the same software that we use to do the voting. So we're looking at what would make sense for us to do. We don't want to make it too complicated and burden the audience with too much, but I think people like to give feedback on what they liked and what they didn't and what they thought could be improved. So we're looking at trying to do that real time.
I think the audience participation this year was really fun for me. You know, people seem to really connect with the films, and we had a lot of oohs and ahs and sighs and, you know, aw, stuff like that. People responded a lot to the really cute stuff. There was a lot of really sweet and cute stuff that people liked and voted for. It was kind of a revelation for me to see the kind of films people voted for. And you know, we were not only shooting for films that were of a high quality technically, but we're also shooting for films that entertain. And so you can tell when a film entertains. And we put a lot of films in there that, you know, they might not have been as highly technically perfect, but they were extremely entertaining and heartfelt, you know. So people love an event, but they love it less every year if you don't change it, you know. So we will be changing this one. There's so many possibilities, and it's so much fun to do it. I just appreciate everybody coming. Okay, the next category is Made in Texas, and these filmmakers are actually here. Third place, Weird But True, Betsy Beasley. There's a second place tie, Sea Lions Behaving Badly, Kathy Long. And Jellyfish and Herring, MK Ganima. Guys, come up here. And first place, Sand, Dennis Davenport.
When I started to take underwater films, and I started looking at it, I started thinking about the fact that stories are what people want. It's not just a nice video section of something really nice, it's properly exposed and in focus and things like that, but people want to see a story, and that's what I like to do, tell stories. I've always loved to tell stories, either written or in video in this case. And Sand came about because, I don't know, it just seemed like to occur to me. My whole creative process seems to start with music because I have a big music background. When I select my music, that is what the catalyst is for me to think about what I want to do. I don't start with a big storyboard like a lot of people do. I have an idea of what I want to do, and I edited all of my video segments ahead of time, and I have them ready. And then I have the music, and I get the music started, and I says, okay, I think I know what I want to put into here. And I start working it, and I start working it. And the idea of sand was is that I had been to a lot of places where there was just a lot of sand and muck and stuff like that, and it seemed to work. I could give a story about it, about the critters that live in the sand. And I loved the whole concept of it. I had put together an early version of it and submitted over to Seas in the school version. It had done well, actually won a month contest. But when I started getting into this year's contest, this is I really need to redo the audio and maybe tighten it up a little bit, and I did it. And the more I worked with it, the more I felt comfortable with what I was doing. And yes, I like it a lot. But you know what? I looked at all the other films that were in the Made in Texas category, and I'm thinking, you know, we have a reservoir of really, really good filmmakers in the Houston area. The venue of the Houston Underwater Film Festival gives us the opportunity to express ourselves.
Good job.
Thank you, thank you. And to really put our thoughts and our ideas in front of people in a visual state. And that's what really gets me going and what I really love. Thank you very much.